Welcome to the first of a few, hopefully really short videos for the basics of D&D. The first one will be combat, the basics of Dungeons & Dragons combat. The important things to look at on your character sheet are your weapon, and in your weapon category will be an attack bonus, which is anything between +3 to plus lots, depending on what level you are, and the damage dice. So this dagger has an attack bonus of +5, which is made up of your character's proficiency and their attack skill. So if you're throwing it, it's dexterity. If you're just stabbing, then it's strength. So this is +5. And then your damage is, this is 1 dice 4 +3. Or like this rapier is 1 dice 8, like 1d8, +3. So, looking at this, we will now look at the grid. So, this grid is, because it was made in Imperial, and I am from Australia, so I think of metric. This is 5 feet if you're Imperial, and about 2.5 meters if you're metric. On your sheet, you will have, let's go back here, a speed, which should be, where's the speed on this sheet? This is a different sheet that I'm used to. 30. So this is your character can go 30 feet every round, and so if you transfer that to squares, that'll be 6 squares, or whatever 6 times 2.5 is in meters, but easiest just to think about squares. And so your grid will be, this character can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You couldn't do that because if you leave a character, that doesn't make sense, but you can move and then attack, or attack and then move, or move, then attack, then move up to your 6 squares, if that's your speed. So this character could do 1, 2, 3, attack. This character could throw something, and then 1, 2, 3. But you can't attack twice unless your character allows you to, right? So if you're first level, I don't think any characters get to attack twice. So let's say, for example, your 2 characters come in and find this giant spider and this giant rat. And this character just has a sword. So on their turn, they go 1, 2, 3, and attack. So their attack would be stabby stab. So let's use the rapier. So then you would roll your attack, which you take the d20, which is the chonker, or the smaller than chonker, depending on your dice size. You throw that dice. That's 15 plus 5, so that would be a 20. And then the Dungeon Master would say if that hit or not through their armor. It definitely did, because most giant spiders don't have armor. So then it hits. So then you have to roll your damage, which is a d8, 1d8, which is this. Looks like this. So you throw that in there, and it's a 7. And then it's a 7 plus 3. So it does 10 damage, right? And you tell the Dungeon Master that, and maybe the spider dies, maybe it doesn't. Then the next person will go, and let's say this is a wizard. I don't have a wizard character sheet here. What do I? 1 second, please. No, but let's say a wizard does a spell that's called the rapier, and it's the exact same premise. So if it's an attacking spell, some spells use different rolls. In the background, that's my dog trying to eat food that's not there. You would take a dice anyway, a d20 to see if you hit. That's a 20, which is a critical hit, which is double damage. And you would make sure that your spell can actually hit the spider, or maybe you have to move a few squares, right? Same idea. And then let's say the spell is 2d6 plus 2 for some reason. So that would be 5 plus 2 is 7, right? Same idea. You roll your accuracy to see if it hits through the armor. You roll your damage depending on what weapon it is. And then if you kill the monster, you kill. Then the opposite in defense. Let's say on the same round, the spider does the same. So behind their screen, the DM will roll this to see if the spider hits you. And the spider rolled a 9, and let's say its fangs have +3 or something. So that's 12. So then you would check your armor class. This is an armor class of 14. So because the spider rolled a 12, it misses because it wasn't more than the armor class. So, anyone who's attacking rolls accuracy, or if it's a spell, they roll whatever the spell says. Then if that hits, they roll damage, and that takes off from your hit points. So this character only has 8 hit points, and so it would die if the spider hit it with more than 8 damage, I guess. Anyway, hopefully that was vaguely helpful. Almost 5 minutes. Heck yeah.